All right, everybody, welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're looking at Formula One. It's Ferrari we're going to be looking at specifically.
Yeah.
And some pretty incredible things going on with Ferrari and especially driver Charles Leclerc.
Uh-huh.
Now, to help me break all this down, I have an expert. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. I know you were like the encyclopedia of Formula One.
I try to be.
So this should be good. And of course, for our viewers on YouTube, welcome to the F1 Blogs channel. Great to have you with us here too.
Absolutely.
So let's get into this. When I was reading through all this stuff about Ferrari, I was really struck by the fact that they achieved, and I'm going to use the technical term here, they snagged a 1-2 finish.
All right.
Which we haven't seen since Bahrain 2022.
That's right. Yeah.
With Carlos Sainz Jr. leading and his teammate, Charles Leclerc, right behind him.
Yep.
Explain to me like I'm 5. What is so special about a 1-2 finish?
It's basically the ultimate, sign of domination because it means not only is one of your drivers winning, but you're taking the top 2 steps on the podium.
Right.
And that means that, operationally, the team has been flawless. Your cars were, the class of the field, and everything just came together perfectly.
Yeah, it really does seem to indicate that the team is like firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. And you don't see it very often. Red Bull has had a period of dominance in the last couple of years where we've seen it a few times from them.
Right.
But generally speaking, for a team to lock out the top 2 spots is very rare and, a sign that you're really at the top of your game.
Absolutely. And to think that Sainz Jr. pulled that off after coming back from surgery is even more incredible.
Yeah, surgery. And, any kind of prolonged absence from the sport when you're at the top level of motorsport is incredibly difficult to come back from. You're battling against drivers who are at the absolute peak of their physical fitness, razor sharp reaction times. And you need to be in the zone to compete at that level.
I was going to say, it's not just physical, it's mental too, right?
Absolutely. The mental game in Formula One is huge. The pressure these guys are under is immense. And to come back from a setback like surgery and perform at that level, it's a testament to, his mental fortitude as well as his physical recovery.
Absolutely. And I thought it was really cool how, even though he won, Sainz Jr. was so complimentary of Leclerc, saying that he deserved the victory.
It's great to see that camaraderie, because we all know Formula One drivers are fiercely competitive. But at the end of the day, they also have a lot of respect for each other. And it's great to see that, even when they're battling it out on the track, they can still acknowledge each other's achievements.
And, a lot of times I think that gets overlooked, with all the rivalries and the focus on individual drivers.
Yeah.
That, they really are a team. And they need each other.
Absolutely. They're sharing data, they're working together to develop the car, and ultimately, they both want to see the team succeed. So, yeah, that teamwork element is crucial.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and talk about those wins for Leclerc in Australia and Italy.
All right.
Especially the Australian Grand Prix, which marked the first time an Australian driver had won their home Grand Prix in over 9 decades.
Yeah, 93 years.
That's unbelievable.
A long time, yeah.
Why do you think it took so long?
Well, there's a few factors at play, I think. For a long time, we didn't have as many Australian drivers on the grid as we've seen in recent years.
Okay.
And then, of course, the Australian Grand Prix itself is a pretty challenging circuit.
Right.
It's fast. It's got some tricky corners. It's often quite unpredictable. Weather can play a role. Safety cars can come out. And just, things can happen in a race that can really shake things up.
Right. So maybe it was just bad luck.
Yeah. I think luck definitely plays a role. And then you need the right driver in the right car at the right time. And for Leclerc, he had a fantastic car this year. He drove brilliantly, and he was able to finally break that drought.
I bet that felt amazing for him.
Yeah. I can only imagine... winning your home Grand Prix is a special feeling for any driver.
Yeah.
But to do it after such a long wait and to have the whole country behind you, it must have been incredible.
And then he wins in Italy, too.
Yeah.
I talk about the energy of the fans.
Oh, the Tifosi. As they're known, the Ferrari fans in Italy are legendary.
Yeah.
For their passion and their enthusiasm. And to see Leclerc win at Monza, the home of the Italian Grand Prix, it must have been an absolutely electric atmosphere.
I think one of my favorite things that I read in all of this material was that Leclerc actually grew up watching the Australian Grand Prix.
Oh, yeah.
So to go from being a fan in the stands to actually winning the race, it's
a real fairy tale story, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
It shows you that dreams can come true.
Okay, so something else I found pretty funny that I wanted to get your take on was that apparently in Australia,
Yeah.
they reversed the colors on the Ferrari,
Yeah.
and it ended up looking like a frog.
It did a little bit, yeah.
What was the deal with that?
Well, Formula One teams often play around with their liveries,
Okay.
the colors and the design of the car, particularly for special events.
Okay.
And I think in this case, reversing the colors, from the traditional red to a more white base with red accents.
Right.
It was probably a nod to the Australian flag.
Yeah.
Green and gold.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so last question, and this one's just for fun. If you were trapped in an escape room,
Yeah.
and you could pick one F1 driver to be on your team,
All right.
who would it be?
That's a tough one.
I know.
I mean, you've got some great candidates out there.
Yeah.
I think someone like LeClerc with his analytical mind and his ability to think strategically, he'd be good at figuring out the puzzle.
Yeah, that's true.
But then you've got someone like SAINZ Jr., who's known for his determination
Right.
and his never give up attitude.
Mm.
So under pressure, he might be the guy you want on your side.
It's a tough choice.
Yeah, it is. I think I might need both of them on my team.
Yeah. So what we've learned today is that Ferrari is back.
In a big way.
SAINZ Jr. is a beast.
Yeah.
And LeClerc is making history.
Yeah, and doing it with style.
And they're both super nice guys.
Seems like it. Yeah.
So now it's your turn. If you could ask either one of them a question about this winning streak, what would it be? Leave it in the comments. And for more great Formula One content like this, please subscribe to the F1 Blog's YouTube channel. And don't forget to share this video with all your friends. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah.